Wow. Just got out of the shower after playing some Grand Theft Auto Advance. And I think I can strongly say after playing this game, this might be the worst Grand Theft Auto game. I'm not even joking. I'm gonna have a fucking conniption. Like, where to begin with this thing? So, if you know me on this channel, I've already played two out of the three games that's part of the Liberty City story, specifically the games that are tied to Grand Theft Auto 3, which I consider to be a classic, amazing, absolutely incredible game that is a must play, and GTA Liberty City Stories, which is a really nice, really strong prequel to showcase the events leading up to before GTA 3. And then there's GTA Advance, which is another prequel that ties into GTA 3. And honestly, going into this game, I knew I wasn't gonna like this from the get go, because even back then, when I first played it on the physical copy of my good old Game Boy Advance, I did not like it. I wasn't crazy about it. And I could confidently say after playing like the full game, 40 missions worth of gameplay, and it's about roughly 8 hours long, which is I believe the shortest that the Grand Theft Auto game has to offer. This is the worst one. I don't even know where to begin. But before I talk about the shittier moments of the game, let's praise about it, right? First and foremost, um, let's talk about the world at large. So first and foremost, GTA Advance's map itself, I do like that it at least tried to like copy a lot of what we know of Grand Theft Auto 3 in its prime at its finest. And I really do appreciate that they were able to like call back a little bit of like the lore and world aesthetics of the map. I also do like our like two of the key characters that are portrayed in GTA Advance, specifically with Mike, who is a wanted criminal and is paired up with a good old goon named Vinny, and his main goal and ambition is that he just wants to leave Liberty City and start his life fresh and anew and get away from the life of crime, considering that his life in Liberty City has no meaning, there's nothing left for him, and he just wants to leave. And in this little game here, we see Mike slowly but surely progress through the mafia world, the gang world, so that he can hopefully get his dream of being able to get away from Liberty City and be free once and for all. And throughout this journey, he goes through some ups and downs. He sees close friends of his getting killed, a lot of gang affiliations being blasted. And in this little GTA events, I also like and appreciate the character 8 Ball in this. Even though there's like no voice acting in this game, because this is the Game Boy Advance we're talking about, I do like and appreciate that the story with Mike as the main protagonist that you control and you play throughout this game was really nice, really commendable. And also getting to know 8 Ball's backstory, which actually plays a pretty important role in the setup of what was to come of GTA 3 when 8 Ball would coincidentally meet up with Claude in GTA 3, is a really nice little touch that I actually was not expecting. And considering that this, again, was the prequel to what was to come with GTA 3, it was really nice. And you know what was also really nice? I was also really pleased to see Asuka Kossen, who was also a main character that will also appear in GTA 3 once again, also appear in this game. And I liked it. It was really good. And I think that the villain in this game was also really nice, really commendable, but sadly does get a little bit one track sided and it feels pretty forgettable, especially when you progress through the game. And the last thing I guess I will praise about it is that I do at least appreciate that given that this is GTA Advance and that it is trying to pay homage to GTA 1 and GTA 2 respectfully, I do appreciate that it at least was trying for the technological advance at the time. It was able to like pull it off pretty well one to one to its old style of gameplay. But with that being said, I got to get some critiques, and there's a lot. Like, holy moly. So, like I said, gameplay wise, it's really hit or miss. And mostly there's a lot of misses and a lot of shits. Because let's start with the driving mechanics, shall we? The driving in this game is probably one of the worst driving I have seen and played through from front to back. Like, the driving can really range from like you're driving like one of the fastest cars in the game, you can't fucking control it, or you're driving one of the slowest vehicles in the game and you have a hard time fucking steering half the time. And I swear to God, when you're steering and moving around, the camera likes to fucking do like a weird ass shaky cam movement, and it's not fucking smooth. Whereas when you look at GTA 1 and GTA 2's gameplay when it comes to the driving mechanics, it looks pretty smooth for its time period. It may be a little clunky, yes, but you can appreciate and actually like feel like, hey, there's actually some smoothness going on with the driving mechanics in the game. And look, well, I do appreciate that at least like when you enter in like different cars throughout GTA Advance, there's like a different like little theme song that plays as you're entering in certain cars. That's really nice. That's really cool. But the fact that like when you enter into each car, it's just like a 6 second, maybe like a 7 second snippet of like a radio station is being played, like the car's theme, and it just keeps looping and looping all over again until you basically get sick and tired of it. They just want to shut the game off a little bit. It's really annoying. It's so like not really. I get that it is trying to appeal again to the limitations of the Game Boy Advance hardware, right? But there should have been like a little bit more detail put into like the radio station because that's what makes Grand Theft Auto games, especially at least games from GTA 3 and up to that point, really special, really unique. But I don't know, man. Maybe it's also paying homage to again GTA 1, GTA 2, so that might be another reason why I felt this way. And again, the missions in this game can be really tedious, really repetitive. The amount of times that I had to like go into those missions where you had to lose the cops and you had to go to the paint spray shop is so aggravating that every time I'm at the paint spray shop and I want to get my car painted, for some reason the game doesn't register that I'm at the paint spray shop. Like, okay, I'm here, please lose the cops, and if for some reason it just doesn't register, like it takes like I swear to God, like maybe like 30 seconds for it to register, and then unless I'm able to like drive like a 360 around the block, then I can actually go in, get out, and boom, I'm safe and sound. Like what the fuck, man? This isn't like smooth at all. And I get that like maybe GTA 3 and LCS had its fair share of issues with paint spray and how it's like, maybe unrealistic that like you go into a paint spray shop and you lose the cops instantly, right? But that's what was the beauty of playing these games. In the case of GTA Advance, like going to a paint spray shop is like the most annoying experience you can ever go for. And then the weapons. Holy shit, the weapons. Um I guess the weapons in this game are actually they're okay. They're definitely not great though, in my view. Like again, the best weapons in the game are clearly going to be the ones like towards the very end of the game. But holy fuck, the early weapons that you get in the game, like the pistols and the SMG, I actually to me felt like I had a hard time killing enemies. And look, I get that like there's no aim system or whatever, but like my gosh, the weapon system in the early on in the game was like really hard to like really avoid, and I just was like, holy shit! It felt so like hard to control your character half the time. And then I guess if we're gonna go into another criticism, the graphics. Look, the graphics in GTA Advance, I I can, like I said, appreciate that it was trying to pay homage to GTA 1 and 2 respectfully. But the graphics half the time just feels like it's like as you're progressing through the game, you're just basically like seeing like the same copy paste graphics of characters over and over again. Buildings are pretty much almost exactly the same when you go to like a different island, and it just kind of loses the feeling that you're at Liberty City. Again, the only way that you're kind of like sucked out and you're kind of like you're actually in the world of Liberty City is the cutscenes and when Mike is going through certain dialogues with certain key characters in the game. And I do appreciate that it at least tried, but once again, to kind of wrap this up, and I don't want to like cause myself another headache any longer. I just think this game is just not for me. I don't know. I know there's gonna be like some hardcore GTA fans that will defend GTA Advance for their life, and I get that. Look, at the end of the day, GTA Advance is just not my game for me. At the end of the day, all power to you guys if you really like this game, but I just cannot see myself like playing this game ever again. Like when I played a little bit of GTA 1 and a little bit of 2 back when I was growing up, I like appreciated it like a little bit in the stance of where it was, and I thought the gameplays were really smooth. And in GTA Advance's case, it was just really, really rough for its time, especially when you consider that this came out in 2004, around the time period when games like Vice City and San Andreas were already in the works up until that point, and this would come out exactly like within a year after Advance came out. LCS would then come out afterwards and actually slapped its ass big time. So yeah, GTA Advance. There's a lot more I can really shit on as to why this thing is bad, but again, this is easily the worst GTA game I had to sit through. It's a really short game too, but like I said, if you really like Grand Theft Auto, the Game Boy Advance, and its limitations, I suppose, then again, I guess you can check it out for yourself. But if you want to play other GTA games, I think there are clearly other GTA games that you can play and spend your time on at the end of the day. And yeah, just want to simply yap and talk about this a little bit, and that's it. See you on the next one. Later.